In the heart of West Africa, amidst a landscape rich with untold histories, once flourished an empire built on gold. Not merely a precious metal, but the very lifeblood of its economy, its politics, its power. Yet, how was this shimmering dust, this granular wealth, truly measured? How was its value verified in an age before standardized currency? The answer lies not in simple scales, but in a universe of intricate brass objects. Small, silent, and steeped in meaning. These are the Ashanti gold weights, and they carry more than just value. They hold secrets. A hidden language waiting to be deciphered. For centuries, the Ashanti people of what is now Ghana forged one of Africa's most powerful and sophisticated empires. Their very identity intertwined with gold, the sika. It was mined from their lands, traded across vast networks, and became the foundation of their wealth and influence. In this golden age, disputes over value, contracts, and ownership were paramount. A robust system was essential. But this system would be far more than just practical, it would be profoundly philosophical, woven into the very fabric of their oral traditions and worldview. A testament to human ingenuity. At first glance, the gold weights appear functional. Small, cast brass figures, geometric shapes, animals, or human forms. Essential tools for commerce, for weighing quantities of gold dust, which served as currency. A merchant would produce his bag of gold dust, the scale would be brought out, and the transaction would commence. A simple exchange. Or was it? Each weight, unique in its design, held an exact, predetermined value. But their utility extended far beyond mere measurement. They were a material manifestation of an intangible system. An invisible scaffold of societal norms. Imagine a world where every transaction, every agreement, was steeped in a deeper meaning. This was the Ashanti reality. The gold weights, or mramuo, were not merely instruments of commerce, but carriers of profound symbolic messages. Each design, each intricate detail, could represent a proverb, an historical event, or a moral lesson. They formed a silent, visual language, understood by those initiated into its nuances. A secret code, perhaps, hidden in plain sight. What wisdom did these tiny objects whisper across the merchant's table? What truths did they enshrine? Consider a weight shaped like a bird with its head turned back, reaching for a feather. This isn't just a charming design. It's a visual proverb, Sewa were fai na wa sang kofa a yen chi, meaning it is not taboo to go back for that which you forgot. A powerful reminder to learn from the past. Or perhaps a weight depicting two crocodiles sharing one stomach. Funtamirakudenki Amariku, a symbol of unity and interdependence, despite appearing to fight. These weren't just decorative elements, they were moral compasses, guiding behavior, shaping understanding. Each object, a tiny lesson. In a society built on oral tradition and strong communal bonds, trust was the ultimate currency. How do you ensure honesty in trade when a simple scale could be manipulated? The gold weights introduced a layer of shared understanding and moral accountability. When a weight was used, it wasn't just a measurement of gold, it was a silent invocation of the proverb or lesson it represented. It was a witness. A mutual agreement to abide by the principles embedded in its form. An unspoken contract. A silent vow of integrity in every transaction. Beyond commerce, the weights played a critical role in the administration of justice. In disputes, particularly over property or debt, the weights could be invoked. Not just for measuring fines or restitution, but as symbolic representations of the legal principles at stake. A specific weight might signify the importance of truth, the consequences of deceit, or the need for reconciliation. They served as silent arbiters, their imagery a constant reminder of the community's values and the ethical framework underpinning their laws. Justice, literally, weighed in symbolic brass. So, who held the key to this intricate language? The full understanding of the weight's symbolic meanings was not universal. It belonged to the initiated, the elders, the chiefs, the skilled merchants, the legal experts. This knowledge was passed down, carefully guarded, ensuring its integrity and importance. For the uninitiated, they were merely brass figures. For others, they were powerful messages, legal precedents, and moral lessons. This created a subtle hierarchy of understanding, where the depth of one's interpretation reflected their standing and wisdom within the community. A circle of hidden knowledge. The creation of these weights was an art in itself. Made using the lost wax casting method, each piece was a testament to the skill and ingenuity of Ashanti artisans. First, a model was sculpted in beeswax, then encased in clay. The wax was melted out, leaving a perfect mold into which molten brass was poured. Once cooled, the clay was broken away, revealing the finished weight. This meticulous process ensured not only artistic beauty but also the precision required for accurate measurement. Craft, function, and meaning, all intertwined. Another common weight design is the nyansapo, or wisdom knot. This symbol, with its intricate interwoven loops, represents wisdom, ingenuity, and patience. Its message: a wise person has the ability to choose the best means to attain a goal. When encountered in a transaction or dispute, it wasn't just a number, it was an exhortation. An invitation to approach the situation with thoughtful consideration, to untangle complex problems with intelligence. Imagine the weight of such a message in a tense negotiation. The quiet power of an idea, solidified in brass. In the Ashanti legal system, an agreement sealed with a handshake and a gold weight was profoundly binding. The specific proverb or image on the weight served as a public acknowledgement of the principles guiding the agreement. It was a tangible record, even without writing. A pledge. A promise. Its symbolism reminded all parties of the moral obligations and potential consequences of breaking faith. The weights were not merely part of the background, they were active participants, silent witnesses to every oath and every transaction. Their presence solidified commitments. The collection of gold weights was vast, but certain weights, particularly those with intricate or rare designs, held special significance. Some were believed to be connected to the Ashanti, the Ashanti king, or to specific royal lineages. These weren't just for daily commerce, they were symbols of authority, status, and the king's ultimate role in upholding justice and maintaining the balance of society. To possess certain weights was to command respect, to signal membership in a privileged class, or to bear responsibility for great affairs. Power, literally, in miniature. While individual weights carried symbolic messages, the system as a whole demanded precision. Despite appearances, there was a sophisticated standardization, with precise weight increments known and upheld across the empire. Guilds of weighers and the expertise of officials ensured consistency. This balance between symbolic flexibility and practical accuracy allowed for a robust economic system. It demonstrated a profound understanding of both the human element of trust and the mathematical necessity of exact measurement. A dual system, both art and science. For centuries, this intricate system thrived. But the tides of history are relentless. With the arrival of European colonial powers in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Ashanti way of life faced unprecedented challenges. The British sought to consolidate power, impose their own administrative structures, and, crucially, introduce their own forms of currency. This shift would prove to be the beginning of the end for the gold dust economy and its silent sentinels. A clash of systems. A confrontation of values. What would be lost in this collision? The British, in their efforts to streamline trade and exert control, progressively introduced a uniform monetary system, coins and banknotes. This new, centralized currency replaced the fluid, decentralized gold dust. It was efficient, easily verifiable, and, crucially, controlled by the colonial authority. The need for intricate gold weights as measuring instruments slowly diminished. The practical utility, the very reason for their existence in daily commerce, began to wane. A profound economic shift, signaling the end of an era. The silent language, slowly silenced. As the gold dust economy faded, so too did the functional role of the mramuo. They ceased to be instruments of daily trade and justice. But they did not vanish. Instead, they transformed. They became revered artifacts, symbols of a rich cultural past, collected and preserved for their artistic beauty, their historical significance, and the deep stories they told. From bustling markets to quiet museum displays, their journey continued. A shift from utility to legacy. What stories do they tell us now, across centuries? Today, these waits stand as eloquent testaments to the Ashanti's complex worldview. They are not merely relics but enduring echoes of a sophisticated system where every object had a voice, every transaction carried a lesson, and every measure spoke of trust. They remind us that value is not just about quantity, but about meaning, about shared understanding, and about the ethical fabric that binds a society. The hidden weights of trust, still whispering their ancient codes, inviting us to listen, to learn, and to appreciate the profound depths of human connection and ingenious communication.